Fantastic. All right, everyone. We are live on all platforms. We're so happy to be here. And as you can see, I'm being joined by two incredible special guests. We're very excited they're on, and I'm going to get to introducing them here. But as you can see, we've got Dory and Emily on. So we have some inspiring stories for you, and we're very, very excited. So let's get started. What are we on? We are coming up on week 9 of our TLS Team Tone Up Challenge. 9 of 12. Can you guys believe how fast this has happened? I can't. It has flown by. It has been a ton of fun. And for those of you who might be joining as guests, just checking things out, maybe to cheer on Emily or cheer on Dory, or maybe you just joined a team. My name is Melanie Nelson. I'm the director of TLS. I've been in the health industry since 2000. I worked with professional athletes. I worked with people who are looking to regain their health naturally. It is truly my passion to help people become the best versions of themselves, that self that they know is inside of them. And we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff tonight, and we just have some disclaimers. And so thank you for reading those. Consult your healthcare provider, 1 to 2 pounds per week. These are statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, all that fun stuff. We just want to give a shout out to all the teams that joined us for our TLS Team Tone Up Challenge. They're being supported in a private Facebook page, many members of these team members. And then we have team members who are teams who are really committed to checking in weekly. And we always have a leaderboard every week. So this week, these are our teams that checked in and let us know how they were doing with their team members. And so just a shout out to Step Wellness Warriors. They're a pretty consistent team leader. We got our TLS Healthier Goals Team Last Laugh, and a big shout out to Slim Pickens, because guess whose team that is? This girls. And so this is the first week Slim Pickens is on the leaderboard, so I'm super excited for my team. And of course, a journey to lose. But these are all, you guys, we're all winners, because these people are truly, truly committed. They're making it work. They're making it happen. Even when they have a bad week, you know what? You still report in, because that's what you do. So since we've started, Dory, Emily, take a look at this. We're almost at 2,000 pounds lost since we've begun.
Wow.
This is amazing, right?
That's fantastic.
1,942 pounds. We're gonna definitely exceed that 2,000 next week for sure. And then in inches, 1,685. So we're just really changing lives, changing bodies. So we're super, super thrilled about that. So big round of applause for everyone. And let's start with our first guest here. We have with us from Iowa. She's been 28 years married, been in the real estate industry for a little while, but actually left the medical industry a while back. And so she's, a busy lady, but 3 years ago, she was introduced to TLS. And as you can see, has made a pretty significant transformation, starting with 35 pounds lost with TLS. But obviously you can tell she's gained so much more than that. And so Dory, I'd love for you to share with our crew here your journey.
Thanks. First of all, thanks for having me. I'm truly flattered and honored. I started this journey. It was nothing that I intended to do. Out of the blue, had never had a medical issue, so I didn't consider myself unhealthy. I was a proud eater of McDonald's and all kinds of junk fast food, and that's just who I was. That was my lifestyle, and I was proud of it. And so the provider that I worked for, we had isotonics products in the office, and I started on an isotonics product. About 3 months after that, we left for a trip to Mexico, and I couldn't get a chocolate bar. True story. And I got myself away from that sugar. And when we got back, I started to exercise a little bit, and I never, ever exercised, ever. I got a few tips and just kept going with it. And that's just how it happened. I didn't realize I was overweight. I didn't realize I had issue with food. I didn't realize I had a love-hate relationship with myself. So TLS just just plummeted me in a direction I didn't even know was possible. So, and
Yeah,
that's what happened.
that's pretty amazing. To really, I think there's a lot of people who are in your boat, truly, Dory. And in some instances, I think of my friend Marie, who she was a XL, and she didn't think that she was overweight or unhealthy, right? And I think that there's a lot of people, and so it's really truly a gift that this found you. Because
Really
obviously now, I mean, you look like you're so much stronger, and you love working out now. It's like a passion of yours now.
It is. I'm in the gym 3 days a week training, and I have an amazing trainer. I'm going to have surgery on Friday. I have a cyst on my knee. And I texted him yesterday and I said, I don't want any sissy workout tomorrow. And he said, okay, I gotcha. So yeah, it's really been life-changing for me.
Right.
And it really did, it saved me. It saved me from myself. It saved me from the health issues that could have continued. And I feel amazing. I really do.
Yeah. Like, I bet energy levels, mental clarity, all of that shifted.
Oh, it's crazy. But you know what? I can't open a stinking cap off a bottle because I don't have the hand strength I need. And my husband's like, really? You can't open that?
I think that's why men exist.
But I can pick up this table, so get out of the way,
My husband always says, this is why I exist, so I can open jars for you.
Yes, exactly.
Because I am so strong in every other way, but I can't open a bottle for my life.
It's a whole grip thing. So yeah, it's a whole grip thing. There's certain things I can, and it's like, seriously, I can leg press 573 pounds, but I can't open a stinking bottle of water.
That's what I'm saying. There's the roles we all have to play, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Awesome, Dory. I'm coming back to you here, but let's move on to Emily here. As you can see, she's had a major transformation as well. It's pretty incredible. Emily lost 48 pounds after she was introduced to TLS. And as you can tell, she's quite young. And so what an incredible gift to give yourself, to really give yourself back that youth. Truly. So Emily, share with us.
Absolutely. And thank you, Melanie, for inviting me on here tonight. And Dory, I love your story. That is a beautiful story. There are things that I had to learn as well, too. And that's really what I want to share with everybody tonight, is how it changed my life as well. I connect to that. But if you would have told 22-year-old me that in 10 years, you're going to be a certified TLS coach and a personal trainer, that would have been a hilarious laugh. And I mean that because that me was in the phase of learning and understanding the importance of movement. Absolutely. But I was not understanding the importance of proper nutrients and proper supplementation. Truly, supplementation is looked at as a luxury, and no, it is a necessity. We need it. And I had to learn the hard way. And I'm sure a lot of people did as well, too. And because of those things, because I wasn't getting proper nutrients, I kept hitting plateaus, which I'm sure everybody's heard that word before. I just felt stuck, and not only stuck with my weight loss, but stuck because I had low energy. I was sleeping horribly. The mental clarity, that's a huge thing. I didn't have mental clarity, and I didn't have happy days, I will say as well. And then other things a lot of people can relate to is digestive discomfort. Holy moly. Oh, yeah. Lots of things, right? But I just wasn't ready to face that. I thought young and weightlifting, and thought that was it. But you can't outwork a bad diet, right? I had a wonderful friend introduce me to the TLS 30-day Jumpstart program. And that didn't just jumpstart my journey, that jumpstarted my entire new life, my new me. I'm very appreciative to that friend, because now I truly can say that I have mental clarity. My skin is glowing. I have much happier days. I'm full of energy and excitement now. And there's just so many things to go to show the importance of education and proper support behind it. So yes, now I'm a certified TLS coach. I'm a personal trainer, and I get to help other people find their happy fit, their happy them. And it's just, like Dory said, it's life-changing.
That's so excellent. So one of the things I wanted to ask both of you ladies was, what is your favorite, TLS product, or the TLS product that was really pivotal in your progress? So Dory, let's start with you.
Probably, first of all, I love the whole TLS program because it's suited for everybody and everybody that walks into this program. We listened to Aaron McMichael last week, and that's another perfect example. You don't have to have a health issue. It can be whatever is going on. So anyways, I love the whole body of the program. And I love that it doesn't teach diet, it teaches lifestyle. So when people say to me, what's your diet? It's a lifestyle. Anyway, so for me, shakes and like she said, the supplements. Emily said, supplementation we think is a luxury. And I did, and I thought it was a joke. And now it's, I gotta have my daily essentials. If I don't, I'm not gonna focus, I'm not gonna function. So those products probably were the staples for me. To really get me started and enjoy what I was doing.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's when we're a lot of people who are just starting out on TLS, I think that daily essentials, Isotonics daily essentials, so foundational. That's why we have it in 2 of our kits, 3 of our kits in TLS product line. And then also the shakes, and we'll talk about why in a little bit, but one of the other ones you had mentioned, Dory, I think earlier, was the trim tea was also,
yes, the trim tea. Yes.
Also a part of the beginning of your journey. Again, I think you said something really, really important here is, it was a start on how to enjoy this new thing you're doing. So we're definitely going to come back to that. Emily, what are your favorite go-to TLS products?
Which should I choose from? Truly, it's the thing that stuck out, and it was when I was showed that the 30-day jumpstart program, the core. I mean, guys, that really is willpower in a bottle. I struggled with huge dependency on sodas. I also live in South Alabama, and sweet tea is drank like water here. So it was the sugary drinks. I truly remember a point in time when I was like, how do I break the soda? Oh, well, I'll just pick a juice. I didn't really understand what was in it, but learning education, and then I found core. Core really helped with those cravings. It really helped kick it in the butt with the mindless eating as well too. So I can't go anywhere without core. And then if I have to pick a number 2, thermochrome, that one really helped me in the beginning as well.
Yeah, really jumpstarts the process for sure. Right on. So this journey doesn't happen without hitting some challenges, some obstacles. Emily, you kind of mentioned it a little bit, but one of the biggest obstacles that you had to overcome to really get where you went.
It really was. It was learning that water is great. It is something you're just taught and told, have more. No, I really needed to learn that letting go of those sugary drinks and replacing as many times as I can with water, just the changes that it made with things from using the bathroom regularly to feeling better, looking better. It really was. It's the benefits of being healthy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Water intake is, what always amazes me is how little water people drink. And when they start TLS, that can be one of the biggest challenges, is kind of slowly working up to getting those 100+ ounces in a day where you're drinking more than a gallon. And so, it can be done, right, Emily? It can be done.
Absolutely. I'm promised that.
Absolutely.
No more Dr. Peppers.
Yes, that is the Southern choice for soda for sure. Dory, biggest obstacle you had to overcome when, on your journey?
can say it was not soda. I was never really a soda drinker, but I get it. My husband was a soda drinker. Sugar, sugar and carbs were my go-to. They were the staples of my day. I didn't drink water. I bathed in it. I didn't drink it. Now I can't get enough of it some days, or I know when I haven't gotten enough of it, whether it's output or the fact that I just feel sluggish, or, my brain's not quite engaging right. It's like, I haven't had enough water today. But yeah, those two were probably the biggest. Living in Iowa, we're meat and potatoes people here. Not to encompass everybody, but that's a big part of what we do here. But I have always had a sweet tooth, always. And, I'll say this out loud. The other night I baked a cake to take to work, and I couldn't tell you the last time I actually had a baked good, a pastry or anything like that. And they were a staple, y'all. They were a staple in my day. And I baked this cake the other night, and I frosted it, of course, with chocolate frosting because I did it in Iowa Hawkeye colors. But anyways, I literally had that spatula in my hand with that frosting on it. And I literally licked it. And it was like, why? I wanted to, it's choice. I can eat whatever I choose. It's whether I choose to do it or not. And in 30 minutes, I had a stomach ache because my body's not used to that sugar. And then I was mad because I knew the hours I was going to have to put in to work that sugar off. But I also need that sugar in a different way. But it didn't even taste good. It didn't even taste good. Where before I'd have been in that canister with a spoon eating the rest of it out because it didn't get put on the cake. So yeah, it was sugar and carbs. I think sugar was probably harder than carbs.
Yeah, well, it lights up those desire centers in the brain.
Yeah.
And
now I just supplement with mocha tonics.
Yeah, and that's also where the shakes come in for a lot of people. Yes. It's like you said earlier today, Dory, is remembering to grab for them.
Yes.
Because they are such a perfect replacement for when you're having those sugar cravings. And a lot of people have them in the evening, but you were saying, Dory, that they hit you at any time of the day. Sugar cravings.
Oh yeah.
So I do have it on good authority that my new TLS shaking and baking recipe document should be live for download here in the next 24 to 48 hours. This also includes, what's new about it is it includes our cookies and cream, some recipes from that shake, which is new and amazing and tastes like literally Oreos and milk. So it's pretty incredible. So I have my
perfected, like those comfort foods.
I know, right? Whenever, and I'm more of the salt. Like, I gotta be honest with you girls, I'm all about like the nachos and the chips.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more like, you could just sit me down in front of a cube of salt and I'd be a happy camper, But so but when I do have that hankering for something sweet, it takes literally 15 minutes to whip up a chocolate TLS muffin or the TLS cookies and cream chocolate chip cookies I perfected. It's like, and now I've got something healthy, full of fiber, full of protein, but it does give you that nice, in the moment kind of need something. And in the beginning, I think that's really, really important for sure as we're getting started. So the shakes are a great opportunity to ease your way out of those things. So,
and you can make them so quick.
Oh yeah.
You can froth up a shake in minutes.
That's right. And so I always keep them on my counter. I do not put them away in the cupboard. Okay. Keep them out where you can see them, because then you can just grab it, right? So awesome. All right, ladies. Well, we are talking for the rest of this webinar about overcoming obstacles, which is why I wanted to cover that. But I really think both of you are just powerful examples of, overcoming several obstacles. I think, this idea like, hey, nothing's wrong, I'm fine. Or, hey, I'm young, so I'm fine. right? Just these types of, things. And then of course, water and sugar cravings and all of these things, but we're going to get into some of that here. So I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to share your story with us here tonight. So really appreciate you, Dory and Emily, for being on with me tonight, and we'll switch gears here and we'll see you soon. Okay.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You bet. Bye for now. All right, everyone. So I think I saw some questions in the chat here, and let's see here. There we go. So somebody, I think, had wanted to know exactly what someone was taking for mental clarity. So when I was talking about the benefits of mental clarity, that's actually just one of the side benefits of being on our TLS program. All right. When you exercise, when you eat, when you're eating right and you're following our TLS program, when you're supplementing, you're drinking that water, you're just going to experience having more energy, having better mental clarity. And if you're implementing the entire TLS program and you're still struggling with mental clarity, we definitely have some incredible supplements specifically designed for mental clarity. And so because we have several, we know that at least one of them is going to be your perfect fit. For me, it's absolutely Cognitin. I love our Cognitin product. And so that's my favorite mental clarity product. I need that product, like need it, can't be without it, need it. So, but we have several, and there are, neurofocus, and oh my goodness, we've got all kinds. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. So we're going to go ahead and continue on here. But I'm just super proud of both of these incredible ladies who just made this amazing transformation with our program and have maintained it. Dory for 3 years, Emily for 10. And Dory is a TLS coach. She's looking to become a certified coach, and Emily is. And so I love how they've turned around and moved to pay it forward. Some of you might be thinking, where is Suzanne? Right? Let me tell you, she'll be back next week. She is on an incredible and much deserved family vacation. So we wish her a ton of fun and safe travels. All right. So we are covering our free digital 12-week health guide and journal. Each week we go through a new chapter, and we are on now chapter 9. I hope you did your pre-reading on overcoming obstacles. This was a great chapter, had so many great tips in it, and great information. So one of the, I think it was page, I think it was 213 or something like that. But anyway, there's a section in chapter 9 that has the eating personalities. And one of the things about overcoming obstacles on your journey through TLS and, really hitting that ideal weight where you just feel like $1,000,000. And really, again, it's not so much about the number on the scale, is it? It's that you feel like $1,000,000. Okay, that's really where we know we're in that sweet spot. All right. So when you know yourself, you can be proactive, right? So who here on the line relates to being a stress eater? Right? So if you're relieving or avoiding uncomfortable feelings, maybe self-medicating to relieve stress or lift mood. If you are, it's good to know that, because you can be proactive about things like that. Emotional eater. This was definitely me. Any strong emotions of any kind. It could be happiness or sadness or anger or frustration or, whatever, just food. Food on happy occasions, on sad occasions, always food. Or how many of you on the line are grazers? You just snack throughout the day. And so each portion is so small that it's really easy to underestimate the total amount of food consumed. Or the unconscious eater, which I think is one of those very similar to grazers, where maybe you're making dinner and you're kind of snacking while you're doing that. You're snacking while you're reading or watching TV, or you've got, the little stash in your, well, that's the stealth eater, actually. If we move over and jump over. The stealth eater is the one who cleverly hides in the office desk or the car or the purse, these little pouches of cookies or candies or things. So no one sees, right? Once you drop the kids off and, you know, this kind of thing, then you go through the drive-through when nobody else sees. That's what we call the stealth eater. I was definitely one of those as well at one point in my life. Going up to the top here, feast or famine, fast all day, eats everything in sight in the evening. Thinking, you know, not awesome for our insulin and blood glucose level responses and play there. It's really one of those things we want to avoid doing. Waste not eater. Ooh, I'm sure there are some on the line. This is a big deal in the baby boomer category, isn't it? Right? When your parents went through the Depression, I know my mom got whacked over the head if, you know, they didn't eat their entire plate. And so waste not eater is somebody who, no matter what, you're going to clean your plate because that's what you were taught to do. How about the ideal eater? We all want to get there, right? That's what we're looking to get to. And I think that is the TLS eater for sure. So how many of you, we got some unconscious eaters, we got some grazers, we got some stealthers. Oh, feast or famine. Ooh, that one's the one that really, it, you know, I mean, it all eventually becomes detrimental over time. Stress eater, right? Another grazer. All right. Well, it's good to know yourself because again, then we can make those decisions so we can become that ideal eater. So if you are a stealth eater, and this is what I did as a stealth eater, is I told friends and family about what I was doing. I came clean about my stealth eating. I said, look, late at night when nobody's around, this is what I do, you know. And just to come clean was actually really incredibly pivotal, right? The grazer, I think the grazers, this is where our food tracker, our tracking sheets come into play. I think with our stress and emotional eaters, this is where, you know, I always say call a friend or call your coach, because a lot of times when we're stressed or we're emotional, we actually need to connect. We actually need to share. We actually need to speak things out and speak life in and release the negative out. And it becomes something that's far more therapeutic, far more productive in our lives than, you know, shoving food in to deal with stress or emotion. And so calling a friend feature is one of my favorite ways to deal with, because I was definitely an emotional eater. That was something that, you know, I was just taught. That's what I was taught. Everybody in my family was an emotional eater. It's just what we did. And, you know, again, with the unconscious eaters or eating when you're watching TV or, you know, reading, those, I think it's really important to, in some cases, replace the habit. So the TLS shakes, right? The, you know, celery sticks with peanut butter, you know, so if you are going to snack, that you're choosing those healthy snacks. So there are ways to sort of shift our actions into that ideal eater. So let's talk a little bit about some common obstacles we face. Now, I feel like we've covered this entire time. If you've been plugging into these, we've been covering this the entire time. But we're going to review them here because we're in week 9, you guys. And I know that some of you have just been through maybe a couple rough weeks, right? So life drama and unplanned events. How many of you have ever had anything like that ever happen? Right? You know, your son breaks his leg and playing soccer, or, you know, family members get sick. I mean, car accidents. I mean, you guys name it. There's just all of these things that life is throwing our way pretty consistently. You know, none of us are getting out of this thing without some unplanned challenges and obstacles. So that can often take us way off course if we're not prepared. And so this is where meal planning and prep comes into play. This is where, like Erin talked about, so many of our coaches talk about, I know Anna Reed, who's always on the line. She's one of our incredible coaches. She's always talking about like, have all your, your Tupperware containers with all your pre-batched proteins and your pre-cut up veggies. And so when these things happen, you don't have to think. All you got to do is just grab and mix and match and go, because it's already created. And this is definitely where our TLS shakes come in to play as well. I almost never leave the house, because sometimes when you leave the house, things happen and you're gone longer than you intended. And suddenly you're hungry, and you're so hungry that you're hangry. And guess what you want to go for, right? Some Chick-fil-A or something like that. And so I always carry a shaker bottle with me with, I just put it in a baggie, our cookies and cream or our chocolate and vanilla. And I don't even use I just use water, you guys. That's how good our shakes are. Just water in a shaker bottle, designated, with the little shaker ball in it. It's designated for my shake. And that way, if I need to, I can just quick shake it up and make myself a shake. And if I don't, then I just empty the baggie right back into the bucket. But I know I was prepared just in case. Just in case. It's like crossing the Sahara. You don't want to go without water. You never know what could happen. All right, meal. And the reason that some of you might think that's a bit extreme, but honestly, I can't tell you how many times that saved me from making a poor choice out on the road. And my goals are more important to me than looking, or, looking a little silly or taking a couple minutes before I leave the house to put my little shake thing together. All right. So maybe some of you are like, but I hate meal prep and planning. I just hate it, Melanie. I just hate it. So my problem isn't life's trauma or unplanned events. It's actually meal planning. That's my problem. Right? Anybody on the line? All right. So here's what I'm suggesting. And here's what we as coaches suggest is book it like an appointment in your calendar. All right. As if it was a doctor's appointment. You don't mess with those. You put those in, you don't mess with them. You're going to the doctor, dang it. You're not canceling on the doctor. He might cancel or she might cancel on you, but you're not canceling on the doctor. And so that is how the meal prep appointments should go. They should go in your calendar. This is what you're doing Sunday night and Wednesday night, or Sunday night and Wednesday morning, or whatever works for you, that you're batch cooking 2 times a week, that you do groceries on the same day, that same day, same time. For me, it's Friday morning. Always grocery shopping Friday morning. And if I know something happens that I can't, I always have Instacart, right? I love Instacart because somebody else is doing the groceries for me. I was unable, due to having to conduct a training this past Friday, to do my groceries on Friday morning. So I did my Instacart. And so there's always a solution, you guys. All right. How many of you travel at all? Well, we know that travel can be an obstacle to our goals because it usually involves a lot of letting loose, right? And this is where I think, and what has saved me for sure is always getting a hotel room with kitchenettes, or at least a fridge. All right, so that I can just go down the road to a local grocery store, pick up some of the healthy snacks that are go-tos, and put them in the fridge. Or, if I can get a full kitchenette, that's even better, because then I can do some real stuff like boil some eggs and, all that fun activity that you can do to stay on track. Pre-planning restaurants. This is something that one of my dear friends, Susan Markowitz, who's also a TLS certified coach, is amazing at. She scours the internet looking for, and part of the reason is because she's vegan vegetarian. And so of course she needs to pre-look where she's going. But what a powerful, powerful habit to take a look at restaurants nearby and make sure that you're not just going to the one that's got bar food, which everything is deep fried when you go to one of those restaurants, right? And if you're traveling by car, I love packing a cooler. That's my favorite thing. I almost never go anywhere without a cooler of TLS friendly foods. Anybody else got some great tips on traveling if you do? Camping in Alaska. Ooh, Cheryl, that sounds like a ton of fun. And camping can actually can actually simplify life a little bit. Because you really do keep eating to keep it really simple, right? And I feel like what is to be avoided is eating a lot of packaged foods, because a lot of people in the modern day, when they go camping, they just eat a lot of packaged foods. And so I'm just going to encourage you to get creative. And I always love, I mean, you just can't go wrong with protein and veggies, protein and veggies, protein and veggies, right? All right. Let's see here. Monique always makes the carrot muffins, the TLS carrot muffins. I'm glad you love those, Monique. Those are some of my favorites too. And Ellen also uses the cooler in the car. Awesome. All right, eating out, you guys. We did a whole thing on eating out. We did one of our whole weeks was on eating out. So this is where you pre-plan. You definitely want to have a trim tea or trim cafe before you go out, or a TLS shake. Make sure that you have your support from a supplement standpoint so that you make wise choices when you do go out. Here's my biggest thing is you got to change what you need. Restaurants, they are so used to people asking a ton of questions and customizing orders because everybody's got their preferences. Other people have sensitivities, they have allergies, they have all kinds of things. And so ask questions and ask for what you need. Doesn't matter. Hey, I don't want the mashed potatoes. Can I get, a steamed vegetable instead? Great. Awesome. Thank you. Without the butter, please. Things like that. It's so easy to ask, and you don't have to worry about inconveniencing them because this is what they do. And you're the one paying the bill. So if you're going out for a big celebration, it's, a big anniversary, or it's a big birthday, like a 50th or, something like that. Of course, you know what? TLS is all about a lifestyle. And so this is my strategy for celebrations. And it might be eating out, but it also might be a big, huge potluck at home, right? And so my strategy to get through that, but also partake in something so I feel like I'm celebrating a little bit, is choose one of the three. So if I'm eating out, I'm either going to have an appetizer, or I'm going to have an alcoholic beverage, one, or I'm going to have a few bites of a dessert. But it's one of the three. It's never two and it's never three. It's one of the three. And then I'm like, oh, so good, right? So, our spinach and artichoke dip, right? Right, that might be the one. Or it might be like some fancy cocktail, or it might be, a few bites of the Outback's chocolate thunder from down under, if they even still have that. I don't even know. But like you guys know, I'm more of a salt person anyway. So I usually go for the appetizer. Bring on the fried green beans. All right. So that's what I do in celebrations. Same with a potluck. If I'm going into a family dinner celebration and I'm going in, I know if I'm, having, Auntie Trish's, a piece of Auntie Trish's legendary apple pie, or am I going to have that big, huge portion of stuffing that I wouldn't normally allow myself, or, that alcoholic beverage. What am I doing? But I'm picking one, you guys, I'm picking one, and I'm really loving it. And I'm really enjoying it guilt-free. I hope that helps you guys out. All right, cravings and unhealthy eating habits. What do we got here? We got TLS shaking and baking recipes. Absolutely, way to squash those cravings, especially when they just won't seem to go away, right? Because if you've drank a glass of water and they haven't gone away, if you drank a trim tea and they haven't gone away, if you took some digestive enzymes That seems to do the trick for me oftentimes. Our isotonics digestive enzymes, I don't know why, but they seem to help me with cravings. So I have these like solutions I go to. And if it still doesn't go away, guess what I'm doing? I'm going to go make my, you know, whatever shaking and baking recipe so that I can squat. I just like had to have chocolate chip cookies the other night. And that's what I did. I don't know why. It's just a really bad craving and nothing would squash it. I love our shakes for this reason. They're so incredible. All right. All right. How many of you are easily bored or distracted? Right. So you're like all excited about starting your TLS journey, but oh my gosh, I can't just keep eating the same thing over and over and over again. Right. Or, you know, being easily, David is raising his hand saying, I get bored, I get distracted. All right. So no more batch cooking for you guys. So then it becomes really important to try a new recipe at least once a week, at least, right? If you are meal prepping twice a week, you could pick 2 recipes a week to do totally new and exciting, something you've never had before. Our TLS recipe booklets were recently redone. They're better than ever. And they have incredible options. So scour through them, you know, print off the ones you think you're going to want to try in the next month, and, you know, just have some fun with it. Try a new vegetable you've never tried. How many of you have ever tried a Jerusalem artichoke? Those are amazing. Or how many of you have ever tried jicama? Anybody tried jicama? Emily, just try one. All right. How about what other cool veggies are there that are out there? Anybody got some cool veggies? Oh, I love bok choy. Bok choy is a great one. Anybody else have some fun veggies that you really love that are not carrots and broccoli and cauliflower and, you know, like the normal stuff? I know jicama is amazing. Let's see here. What else? What else is amazing? I've never had really great luck with artichoke. Because I love artichoke. Ooh, parsnips. Parsnips do make great fries. Parsnips are awesome. Absolutely. You know what I haven't had in a while? Although beets are a little high in sugar. So, but beets they're really good roasted too. They're really yummy. So try something you haven't had in a while. Don't just do carrots and celery sticks and broccoli and cauliflower. I'd get bored too, you guys. Okay. All right. Negative self-talk or sabotage, also a issue that can happen. That can be a challenge. This is where that accountability comes into play, right? Checking in with your coach, letting them know what's going on. Ooh, Rodney, I love it. Roasted chickpeas, although those are legumes, but yes, they are a nice snack. Negative self-talk, affirmations. This is where affirmations have saved the day for me. From the very beginning, when I was retooling my whole identity, affirmations, they were the foundation of really creating that new reality for myself, of those new habits that was going to create the person I really truly knew I was and wanted to become. So don't discount the power of your verbal affirmations every day. Don't discount the power of checking in with your coach weekly. It's a really important part of not sabotaging your success. When we're left to our own devices, ooh, things can get a little hairy, can't they? All right, habits and attitudes that don't serve us. Having unrealistic expectations. When we're doing something as a lifestyle, not a diet, things are going to move a little slower than what they would in some crash diet where you're calorie restricting or you're doing something extreme, like not eating for 18 hours or something ridiculous like that, right? I mean, yeah, you're going to drop a ton of weight, just probably not the healthiest way to do it. In fact, I know that many of these crash diets that are out there are not a healthy way to go about doing it. They're unsustainable. They create hormonal imbalances, which become harder and harder and harder to correct as we get older, which makes when we do something like TLS, makes our results happen slower. Why? Because things don't repair themselves overnight. Hormonal imbalances don't repair overnight. Metabolic imbalances don't balance out overnight. So if there's been a long history of dieting, yo-yo experience, then we really have to give our body grace. We really have to just love the process. It's like so hard to do sometimes, I get it. But it truly is. Understand that you're creating a foundation for health for your entire lifetime, that you want to give your body that time to balance itself in all of the ways that it needs to do that. And it knows how to do that as long as you're giving it the tools it needs. Procrastination or the all or nothing mentality. Oh my goodness, I cheated once. The week is over. Everything about this week is now obsolete. I'm just going to go crazy and I'll start again on Monday. That's an all or nothing mentality. And that certainly doesn't serve us. One little slip up here and there is not going to make or break your journey. This is a lifestyle, remember. So take a deep breath and get right back on track. This is also where you call your coach feature or, reach out to somebody so you don't go off the rails. Know thyself. When you know thyself, you can make better choices. I know that there is definitely a fear of change that comes with this, and even a fear of failure. I've tried so many things. Why is this one going to be any different? And when we're afraid of failure, or we're even afraid of success, because, oh my goodness, what's going to happen if I actually am this person that I want to be? I mean, change can be scary. It causes us to sabotage, and we just don't really want that either. And that means that we're holding on to unsupportive stories like, I don't have time. I don't like to sweat. I don't have the money to reorder my supplements or healthy foods. I feel claustrophobic in an exercise class. The rest of my family would never eat that. I travel a lot for work. I'll start Monday. These types of justifications, right? This is what I really, really call, like, justifications are one of the best ways the brain uses to keep us the same. And so it's really the mental part of this journey that can be sometimes our biggest obstacle. So when we're, in the throes, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? When you've got like two voices, like you've got the like little angel and the little devil on your shoulder that's like, no, don't do it, but I really want it, kind of thing going on. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not just crazy. Is it just me? But truly know that one of, your heart knows the direction you want to go. It's the mind that fears change. It's the mind that is, our greatest enemy sometimes. And so that's why, again, I'm going to come back to having your goals in front of you, whether that's a great picture on your phone that reminds you on your screensaver of where you're going, your affirmations on your bathroom window, or mirror, or your some inspiring pictures on your pantry door, on your fridge door, right? Those are the go-to places. Sometimes it's so weird how you can just unconsciously walk to the fridge and just open it up and stare into it. And it wasn't even like a conscious choice. Yes, Emily, your phone screensaver is your declarations. I love that. Those positive affirmations. And so what better place to put important stuff than where we tend to go on the unconscious, right? Pantry door, kitchen. And when we keep our goals in front of us and we keep images and affirmations in front of us on a consistent daily basis, we are winning that mental battle. We're really starting to reprogram the mind from being our biggest enemy and our biggest challenge. And I know that that boredom and all that fun stuff kind of comes into play here. We're into week 9. So when we remind ourselves of our goals in a visual way, in a verbal way, we reignite the excitement and the passion for our direction. So I definitely encourage you guys to do those steps on the daily. as it really does help create that process, because you just have to simply ask ourselves on a daily basis, who do I want to be? How important is it that I am that person, that I am becoming that person? And am I willing to change to get there? And can I make a different choice? And this can be done in any moment, right? When I'm procrastinating, one of the things I always ask myself is, wait a second, can I make a different choice here? I need to make a different choice, right? I distract myself and procrastinate by cleaning, by doing all kinds of things. So there's all of these ways that we tend to be our best obstacle. And so one of the things, again, that I mentioned is know thyself. And when you understand what stops you, you can make different choices. And I want to end with this quote, you guys. Strength does not come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you could not. Sit with that for a second. Strength does not come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you could not. Chances are there is somewhere in your life that you're currently going, well, I'm just not that kind of person, or I'm just, I often say it to myself about running. I'm just not a runner. Well, of course, I'm never going to be a runner if I keep saying that. What if I say, you know what? I am a runner because I got 2 legs, baby. I got 2 legs and I can run. It might not be very fast, but I can run. And it's these limiting ways that we speak to ourselves or speak about ourselves to other people. Well, I'm just not a runner. Well, that's not really a story that's supporting me or my health. What story are you currently telling yourself about yourself that maybe isn't serving you so much? That you don't like to meal prep, or you're not a planner, or because it's all just a story and you get to make up a new one. So ask yourself, who do you want to be? How important is it to you to be that person? Are you willing to make a change? And can you make a different choice? Chances are the answer is yes. Because strength comes from overcoming the things you thought you could not. So you guys be amazing this week. Like I know you can. And I'm so excited to see you next week. We have a very special guest with us next week. It'll be Dr. Deidre Mason. She's quite popular in our circle. So for those of you who know her, I know you're going to be excited to hear from her. So we'll see you next Monday with Dr. Deidre Mason, and so Zan will be back. So, and for those of you on our private Facebook page, be plugging in on the daily for a little daily inspiration this week. Thank you so much for being on tonight. Thanks for watching on Facebook. We so appreciate you all.